Hi, Bobby. Well, what would you like to do? We've got the whole day together.
Dinosaur Park!
Dinosaurs, all right. Look at a book. There's probably something on TV.
In a book, they're this big. At Ogden's George II Dinosaur Park, they're this big.
Wow! That was amazing. How did you do that?
There are a lot of things about dinosaurs that are amazing. Like how long ago they roamed the earth and how long they are here. Humans have been around for 1.5 million years. Dinosaurs lived 225 million years ago and lived for 160 million years.
Oh, my. Dinosaurs might have stood right here.
And surroundings that look a lot like what you see in the park. Let's go inside. Even the plants here are like the ones that grew along the ancient shores.
What a beautiful place. What was that?
It's okay, Gramps. That's just one of the park's huge number of cool dinosaur displays. Here you don't just see, you feel and hear what it was like.
And smell that fresh mountain air. Right here at the mouth of Ogden Canyon. I didn't even know this place was here.
How much do you know about dinosaurs, Grandpa?
Well, I might have missed that class.
Dinosaurs first appeared in the Middle Triassic period, about 225 million years ago, and survived until the end of the Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago. Dinosaurs lived in the Mesozoic era, also known as the Age of the Reptiles. This era is divided into 3 smaller periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. The Triassic period began 231 million years ago and ended 213 million years ago. The Jurassic period came next, lasting until 144 million years ago. The Cretaceous, the last period in the Mesozoic, came to a close 65 million years ago.
What happened? Where did they go?
Most scientists believe a meteorite hit the Earth, causing a huge amount of vapor to put a lid on it. The blackness killed plants and animals, and temperatures went into a deep freeze.
My grandson, the dinosaurologist.
Whatever. Dinosaur experts are called paleontologists. Paleontology is the study of ancient beings.
Like me?
Older.
Oh, how do you know so much, Bobby?
I come here all the time. Do you realize Ogden's Dinosaur Park has the largest collection of full-body dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and marine reptiles in the world?
Tara what?
Pterosaurs. They lived at the same time as the dinosaurs, the first true flying vertebrates. Some as small as sparrows, some with wings spanning 8 to 10 meters. There are a lot of different types of pterosaurs and a lot of different dinosaurs. 340 dinosaur groups have been identified. There are over 125 life-size sculptures here at Ogden's Dinosaur Park.
Wow, those were big birds.
Those are big dinosaurs. And the biggest, Diplodocus and Brachiosaurus, are right here in Dinosaur Park. Imagine coming across a creature as big as a bus.
Well, I guess that made their babies the size of a minivan.
Actually, dinosaurs evolved from early reptiles. They made nests and laid eggs just like birds.
Were there many dinosaurs in Utah?
Yeah, like him. The Apatosaurus or deciduous lizard was a sauropod. They're plant eaters and the largest land animals that ever lived. They also hung out in water. Their heads were small and they had long tails and necks. Their teeth were big like hedge clippers, and its tail could knock down any predator that got too close. Camarasaurus, or chambered lizard, was 65 feet long and 12 feet tall at his hip. Another sauropod, Camarasaurus, had a boxier head and a body like most of its cousins. That made him good at reaching taller plants and trees. Camarasaurus, like a lot of dinosaurs, didn't choose food. Instead, he swallowed stones called gastroliths that did the grinding for him. Acrocanthosaurus lived millions of years before the famous Tyrannosaurus rex. At 35 to 40 feet long, this giant meat eater was even bigger than T-Rex. Acrocanthosaurus had 2-foot spines sticking out of his backbone. The spines supported massive muscles and stored food just like a bison. Look at the 3 fingers on each hand, each ending in a hooked claw. More allosaurs have been found in Utah than anywhere else. fast and nimble, this 40-foot creature hunted in packs. That way, he and his friends could bring down animals a lot bigger than themselves. When you see the little horns or ridges that stick out like weird eyebrows, you're probably looking at an Allosaurus. They not only helped to make him look scary, they protected his eyes during fights. In 1988, the Utah State Legislature designated Allosaurus as the official state fossil.
Your grandmother calls me a fossil.
She's just kidding you, Grandpa. Fossils are really important to paleontology, the remains of plants and animals found in stratified rock. And there are different kinds of fossils. A mold fossil is made when an impression by a dinosaur foot hardens to stone. Just like you see at footprint of a SARS. A cast fossil is made when mud fills that impression and turns to stone. Actual bone, shells, and teeth can be preserved if entombed in the right conditions. Most of the time, though, they are petrified. That means minerals take the place of the once living materials, turning them to stone. The Camptosaurus were the first of their kind. They were a big two-legged plant eater that could drop to all fours and graze like a cow. Because the Camptosaurus were so slow and defenseless, they probably hung in big herds with the Stegosaurus. Another Utah dinosaur was the Ceratosaurus. At 20 feet, it didn't just look dangerous, it was. Just look at its nose horn and row of spiky bones along its back. The Ceratosaurus was quick, agile, and probably a loner. When you look at this guy, it's easy to imagine finding his bones and believing you found a dragon. Deinonychus, or Terrible Claw, was 10 feet long. The savage claws on its hands and feet made it a walking dinosaur butcher. It was quick too, using its tail to help change direction at high speed. Diplodocus was huge, 90 feet long. He had 5 toes like an elephant's, but the 5th was curved, probably for defense. Some think Diplodocus intimidated predators by cracking its tail like a whip. Others say he used its extra long tail to slap stalkers silly. Marsosaurus, or Marsh's lizard, lived 150 million years ago. It is one of the 2 Utah dinosaurs named after Othniel Charles Marsh. In the 1800s, he and hated rival Edward Cope scoured the American West for dinosaur bones. No trick was too dirty and no scheme too rotten if it meant doing the other out of a fine. 17 feet long and mysterious, the Marsosaurus is intriguing. Clearly a meat eater, its teeth indicate it was a raptor dinosaur. There lies the intrigue. That puts him on the Earth 30 million years ahead of any other known raptors. Here's another big one, the Parasaurolophus, or lizard with a crest. There are a lot of ideas about the purpose of the 6-foot-long hollow crest on its head. Some think it was for smelling. Others think it cooled them down. Most say, since it looks like a trombone, maybe it sounded like one too. One famous paleontologist suggests that the hollow crest was a resonation chamber that produced a very low frequency that predators found annoying. Tyrannosaurus, or tyrant lizard, was huge, 40 to 50 feet long. Only recently did Utah get its very own T-Rex. The one they found near Price, Utah, turns out to be the largest Tyrannosaurus Rex ever discovered. Some paleontologists think Tyrannosaurus was a hunter, while others think it was a scavenger. It was probably both, big enough to bully others away from a kill, but quick enough to grab a little fast food on the run. Utahraptor was 20 feet long and nicknamed the Killing Claw. The inner toe of each hind foot sported a 12 to 14-inch sword-like claw, but when attacking, it slashed downward like a spring-loaded meat cleaver. Utahraptor is for sure the largest raptor dinosaur that was ever found. Alone, it must have been terrifying. In packs, it must have been a mass panic.
Is that everything, Bobby?
Not even close.
I hope it's not time to leave. I like just being here. Looks like a lot of other people do too. What's this big building with the dinosaur quarry on the wall?
That's not a quarry, Grandpa. It's just a cool fact. Pretty awesome, huh? It's the new Elizabeth Shaw Stewart Museum with all kinds of cool stuff inside. This big indoor museum means the park is open year-round. Come on.
Holy Stegosaurus!
Triceratops. Its mother defending her babies against T-Rex. State-of-the-art technology. Help make it look and sound so real.
Bobby, what is going on in here?
The Bone Lab is where you can watch technicians preparing dinosaur bones for the museum. There are also other cool activities to do while you visit the museum. Here, you can buy a geode, then watch as they slice it open. There's also a laser show and classroom activities. At the park's gold sluice, you can pan for gold and experience what it was like back in the Old West. Then there's the gem cave. Kids mine for gems and keep what they find. Got a birthday party coming up? The Dinosaur Park is a great place for a party. There are also other kinds of special events like the Easter egg hunt, Halloween party, and Dino Day camps. Dino Day camps are held in the summer for kids ages 4 to 12.
Do I look silly?
Not to me. You're the best, Gramps.
When are we coming back, Bobby?
Soon! New things about dinosaurs are continually being discovered. At the same time, Dinosaur Park is always growing and evolving. Besides, our birthdays are coming up. Ready for me to take us home?
I don't think so, Bobby. Looks like your mom just pulled up.
are amazing. Like how long ago they roamed the Earth and how long they were here.
Keep going.
Oh, humans have been around for 1.5 million years. Eupotosaurus, or the lizard, was a sauropod. They're plant eaters and the largest animal.
Pterosaur what?
Pterosaurs. They lived at the same time as the dinosaurs, all the time. Do you realize Dinosaur Park has the largest collection of full-bodied dinosaurs? This is taking a long time.
Looks like your mom just pulled up.
Ow! Actually, they... Okay, I'm gonna start over. Ouch, man, that hurts.
Let's go.
Not even close.
Excellent, that's it. What's the angle on that?
Not even close.
Okay, give me a couple more. What I want you to do is say it 3 times in a row, and I want each one a little more energy than the last. So let's do those 3 times in a row. Randy, tilt up a little bit. And anytime.
Not even close. Not even close. Not even close.
Great. And, oh, sorry. Hold on. I'll go for the plane.
Here you don't just see, you feel and hear what
Okay,
it...
cut. I'm
Yeah.
not seeing anybody. And action.
Holy Stegosaurus.
T-Rex. Oh, Triceratops. I messed up. T-Rex.
Action.
Holy Stegosaurus.
Triceratops.
Okay, one more time. Stand by. And action.
Holy Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus. State-of-the-art technology. Help.
Action.
Holy Stegosaurus.
Triceratops. Triceratops. It's a mother defending her babies against T-Rex.
And action.
Holy Stegosaurus.
Okay, got one.
Are you sure this is the last one?
No, I'm not. Speed. And action.
Holy Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus.
The Permian was the last period in the era before the Mesozoic. This is the period when the dinosaurs' first ancestors evolved and grew to dominance. The oldest residents of the park are older than the dinosaurs themselves. Dimetrodon was a 10-foot-long mammal-like reptile. Its name means two-measure tooth. It had both shearing teeth and canine teeth that could be used to stab prey. Dimetrodon's large sail may have been used as a solar panel to keep itself warm. This sunbathing reptile got warmer earlier in the day and consequently could eat its more torpid or still sleeping reptilian cousins. During this glorious period, the seemingly inconspicuous dinosaurs evolved and took a strong foothold. They managed to reign as supreme saurians over the rest of the reptiles at the time. Euparkeria was a 2-foot-long reptile named after its discoverer, William Parker. The name means good Parker. Euparkeria may represent the transitional species from sprawling reptiles to dinosaurs. It had a light armor of bony plates, and its two-legged stance later became the norm for meat-eating dinosaurs. The park's smallest resident is also the smallest known dinosaur. It's the rabbit-sized Lagasuchus. Its name means rabbit crocodile. Our park's South American area shows off many of the great dinosaurs discovered in Brazil and Argentina. These 10-foot carnivorous dinosaurs are coelophysis, or hollow form. Coelophysis may have eaten their own young. Paleontologists have found infant coelophysis skeletons inside the stomach cavities of adult coelophysis. Dinosaurs continued to flourish while growing even bigger. Birds may have evolved from theropods, or meat-eating dinosaurs, during this period. The possible evolutionary link between dinosaurs and birds can be seen in the Archaeopteryx. The living birds you see in the park may have evolved from the Archaeopteryx family. Scutellosaurus, or small-shield reptile, was a primitive ornithischian, or bird-hipped dinosaur. This 4-foot-long dinosaur probably walked on all 4 legs. Small studs and armor plates ran along its back. So despite Scutellosaurus' small size, it wouldn't have made a very nice Mesozoic morsel. Rhamphorhynchus were 3-foot, 3-inch tall pterosaurs, or flying reptiles, with wingspans of 8 feet. These animals were not dinosaurs, but close relatives. Rhamphorhynchus, or prowbeak, may have used its long snout and outward pointed teeth to scoop up small fish, much like modern pelicans do. At up to 90 feet in length, Brachiosaurus is so far the largest dinosaur in Ogden's Eccles Dinosaur Park. Approaching heights of 40 feet, the arm reptile was superbly equipped to browse at a high treetop level. As you can see, it may have been able to reach even the highest foliage. You can get a real feel for its enormity by walking underneath it here in the park, where it stands guard over a treehouse, equipped with slides for younger dinosaur fans. Children can climb to the treehouse to meet the Brachiosaurus face to face, just like in the movie Jurassic Park. Many people think the ichthyosaurs, fish reptiles, and plesiosaurs, mere reptiles, were dinosaurs. We now know that these creatures evolved from an ancestor similar to the dinosaurs, but they weren't true dinosaurs. Ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs lived at the same time as dinosaurs and ate mostly fish, which were abundant in the seas in which they lived. The ichthyosaurs could swim at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. The plesiosaurs were not as fast, but were highly maneuverable. This is the grave of the golden Allosaurus. The exhibit combines 2 aspects of Utah's history, gold mining and paleontology. Myth has it that the Allosaurus skeleton guards a Utah gold mother lode and viciously defends it. Professional geologists carved the simulated Ogden River subterranean wall for the exhibit. The Allosaur bone casting was made from remains found in the Cleveland Lloyd Quarry near Price. The Cretaceous period was a time when dinosaurs were prolific until their unexpected and complete demise at the end of the period around 65 million years ago. Flowering plants first started to appear at the end of this era. Here's a western United States hunting scene from 112 to 106 million years ago. The three 8-foot-long carnivores are called Deinonychus, or terrible claw. They were pack hunters and used a 5-inch sickle claw on their foot to rip open their prey. This was all unfortunate for the 21-foot-long plant eater known as Tenontosaurus, or sinew reptile, who often became Deinonychus prey. Remember, kids, this is what happens to Tenontosaurus children who don't mind their parents and wander away. Check out the horns on this flesh-eating bull, or Carnotaurus, one of the fiercest-looking dinosaurs. Its skin was covered in small, bony bumps. Unlike T-Rex, Carnotaurus could see in three-dimensional perspectives just like we do, making it a deadly predator. This 20-foot-long theropod is known as Baryonyx, or strong claw. Baryonyx has a 1.5-foot-long claw on each hand that may have been used as a fishing tool to swipe at early Cretaceous fish, just the way modern grizzly bears catch salmon. Baryonyx's long, tooth-filled, crocodile-like snout leads us to believe it was a true fish eater. I wonder what the catch of the day is. In our park, it's trout. Amargasaurus is a 33-foot-long sauropod named after La Amarga Canyon in South America. Amargasaurus may have used its unique paired spines to make it appear more intimidating to predators, like Giganotosaurus. Until the fall of 1995, Tyrannosaurus rex reigned supreme as king of the dinosaurs. Then fossil hunter Ruben Carolini discovered Giganotosaurus in Argentina. It was about 21 feet tall and 43 feet long. At 8 tons, it is pound for pound the carnivorous dinosaur heavyweight champion of the world. But fear not, T-Rex fans. T-Rex is still considered to be quicker, smarter, and a fiercer predator. Ankylosaurus was a large, armored dinosaur that weighed about 4 tons and could grow up to 35 feet long. Its only vulnerability is underneath where it's not armored. To keep from being flipped over, Ankylosaurus had a 60-pound club of bone on its tail that it could use to defend itself against predators. Here we see a colony of small flightless birds known as Hesperornis fragilis, or western bird. Hesperornis dove to gobble up fish and other small aquatic morsels. They were approximately 6 feet tall and had large webbed feet. This large winged reptile is Pteranodon. Pteranodon means winged and toothless. It ate fish from the late Cretaceous seas, catching them as pelicans do today. Paleontologists think Pteranodon colonies like ours nested on cliffs near water. Here at our park, you can see these winged reptiles in their nesting area. Watch out, they're fiercely territorial. Even the Cretaceous period had its punks. Stygimoloch was a 7-foot-long pachycephalosaur, or bone-headed dinosaur with massive head spikes. Here we see 2 male Stygimoloch jousting as a young female awaits the winner. Such competitions in the breeding season, which are similar to what bighorn sheep do today, were probably quite common. A fight like this could have occurred in Montana 68 to 65 million years ago. Styracosaurus's large nose horn was probably used for protection from predators or in mating competitions between males. The horn could have ripped open and attacking Tyrannosaurus's belly. For a long time, we thought dinosaurs were like modern reptiles, laying their eggs and leaving them. But in the 1970s, John Horner discovered several adult, juvenile, and tiny hatchlings of a new duck-billed dinosaur he named Maiasaura, or good mother reptile. Eggs and nests were also found. However, in some Maiasaura nests, small, sharp-edged teeth have also been found. These teeth belong to a small carnivorous dinosaur called Troodon. Troodon, whose name means wounding tooth, had an incredibly large brain with a huge cerebral lobe. It's likely that this intelligent thief would sneak into the breeding colonies and run off with hatchlings or eggs. Fortunately, an adult Maiasaura is keeping a wary eye on the Troodon in the background. The dinosaurs you see here are the 12-foot-long Ornithomimus. Ornithomimus means bird mimic, and they do look like large, flightless birds, only without feathers. Ornithomimus could run about 40 miles an hour and were probably omnivorous, eating meat, insects, and eggs. Here we see the 6-foot-long oviraptor. It's a small carnivore whose name means egg thief. Paleontologists once thought it ate the eggs of other dinosaurs because one oviraptor fossil was found on the nest they thought belonged to the plant-eating Protoceratops. But a recent re-examination of the embryos within the eggs shows they were oviraptor embryos. The oviraptor was brooding the eggs, not threatening them. This is tantalizing evidence that birds may have inherited their instinct for parental care from dinosaurs. Do you know what dinosaur this is? If you guess Triceratops, you get an A+ in dinosaur identification. 25-foot-long Triceratops was the largest of the horned dinosaurs. This is one of the park's truly outstanding world-class replicas. The Cenozoic era came after the Mesozoic and is referred to as the Age of Mammals. Some of the most diverse and spectacular mammals evolved during this time. Contrary to what many movies show, early man did not compete with dinosaurs. Instead, our ancestors had these formidable beasts to face. They are the saber-toothed cat, or Smilodon, the cave bear, and the dire wolf. As you can see, a family of Cro-Magnon men once lived here but were driven out by a Smilodon. The cave bear would like the cave, but the Smilodon is defending her cubs and cave. The dire wolves are seizing an opportunity to steal a baby for their dinner.
I don't often tell my friends about the Ogden area. Secret spots for skiers or something you keep to yourself. We've skied all over the world, Chamonix and Val d'Isère, Verbier in Europe, but I have to say that the mountains outside of Ogden, Powder Mountain, Nordic Valley, Snow Basin, some of the best skiing we've ever had in our lives have been at those mountains. I'm a retired Los Angeles County Chief Lifeguard. I spent 35 years on the beach in the Los Angeles area and I'm an avid skier. In 1983, my wife and I wanted to experience some of the champagne powder we'd heard about in the Wasatch. So as avid skiers, we moved up to Park City for the winter. During that time, I got exposed to the Ogden area as they had a downhill race at one of the local mountains there. Unfortunately for the downhill racers, this huge storm came in and dropped about 4 foot of powder all throughout the Wasatch. But the next afternoon, there was more powder for powder skiers than I'd ever seen anywhere in my life. And we had a great time just powder skiing till our legs almost burned off. When we see a big storm coming into the Wasatch, we get our car together really quick, get our 2 labs all wrapped up, our skis ready to go, and off we drive. And when we get there, we always stay at our favorite hotel, and the manager there, Scott, always has our room ready for us on the lower floor. And even so much as the local restaurant on the premises there, Maureen, the manager, loves animals, and so she comes over during her lunch hour and will take Nani and Lulu for a walk outside and a play in the snow, which they love. But recently we've found out that the area has a lot of things to offer to us in the summertime. It gets pretty hot down here in the desert in Palm Springs, but we've gone up to Ogden now and enjoy the mountain air, the Pine View Lake area, the hiking, the kayaking. The dogs love to swim, and so it becomes a real nice getaway from the desert heat to go to Utah and enjoy the wonderful afternoons in the mountains of Ogden. So Ogden area has for us become one of those special spots. The people are special, they're now family to us, and we love going there, and we'll be coming back for many, many years to come.
Dilophosaurus is known as the two-crested lizard. At 20 feet long, he was the first big meat eater, or carnivorous dinosaur. While puny by T-Rex standards, about half his size, he was a menace to pretty much anything in his early Jurassic neighborhood. Dryosaurus was 10 feet long and only 3 feet tall. Its biggest challenge might have been to keep from getting stepped on by the big sauropods he shared eastern Utah with. Powerful hind legs and hollow toe bones made this dinosaur fast. Dryosaurus was a globetrotter too. Its remains have been found as far away as East Africa, but the most complete Dryosaurus fossils come from Utah. Eolambia was 30 feet long and the oldest stuck-billed dinosaur ever found. A pair of part-time dino hunters discovered Eolambia. Carol Jones, a nurse, and husband Ramal, a radiologist, are the only married couple in the world to have found their own dinosaurs. The Utah discovery was important because anything found between the end of the Jurassic and the late Cretaceous periods is rare. Stegosaurus was a 25-footer who had plates along its back. They may have helped control body temperature. Its brain was as small as a man's thumb, but its tail could flick you into the next drifting continent. Stoxosaurus was 8 feet long and had a 3-foot tail. The dinosaur was named after University of Utah geologist William Lee Stokes. The few bones of Stoxosaurus that have been found lead some to believe it belongs in the Tyrannosaurids family. If that's right, Stoxosaurus is T-Rex's great-great-granddaddy and earliest known Tyrannosaurid by tens of millions of years. Oh, by the way, Stoxosaurus is only found in Utah. Torvosaurus is known as the savage lizard. Utah, in the late Jurassic, was home to several meat-eating dinosaurs. This 35-footer was the brawniest. Its big head rested on a very flexible neck. Some of its teeth were 6 inches long.
The Ogden Union Station was the hub of transcontinental rail traffic for over 50 years. Today, the Grand Old Depot, built in 1924, houses museums and galleries featuring railroad history, firearms, gems and minerals, classic cars, and the arts. The Utah State Railroad Museum is dedicated to exploring Utah's railroading history. Visitors will see photographic documentation and a large map of the original route of the transcontinental and learn about the challenges of building the railroad through the American West. The end of the Railroad Museum houses a miniature regional railroad depicting the Lucin Cutoff across the Great Salt Lake, Dale Creek Bridge, Wyoming, and of course the famous Ogden Union Station. Outside in the Eccles Rail Center are massive locomotives of both steam and diesel. As technologies progressed, these mighty turbines were used as the motive power over the Wasatch Mountains. On the north end of the station is the Browning-Kimball Car Museum. Running boards, huge fenders, and rumble seats represent the golden age of automobiles. Vehicles range from a 1901 one-cylinder Oldsmobile to a 1930 16-cylinder Cadillac. Upstairs, the Browning Firearms Museum celebrates the genius of John M. Browning, inventor of many sporting and military firearms. Displays are showcased in handsome glass cases that allow for full circle viewing of every detail. The Natural History Museum showcases many records of dinosaur and aquatic life, as well as fossilized wood and plant material. Finally, the gallery at the Union Station offers a spectacular show for the fine arts in northern Utah, with a new art exhibit added monthly. The station opens from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. For more information, please call us at 801-393-9886.